Canada Goose or North Face? Today I have with me the extremely popular North Face Aconcagua 3 that retails for $220 and the Canada Goose Lodge that retails for $875. Yeah, you heard that right. That is 4 times the cost of the North Face jacket. My channel is all about getting the most out of your money because I hate seeing people get ripped off. But is the $875 price tag for the Canada Goose jacket well justified, or should you save some money and stick with the North Face jacket for only $220? So we're gonna get to the bottom of this. So in this video, I'll be rating each jacket based on its functionality, its fit, its warmth, and overall value. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna tap all its scores and give you guys what I think is the better down jacket. So keep watching. Let's start off with the Canada Goose Lodge. Starting off with the material, the shell is 100% ripstop nylon, so it's lightweight but still tough enough to be wind resistant and water repellent. Inside, the body lining is polyester and the side lining is polyamide. For insulation, this jacket uses 90% duck down and 10% feathers, giving it a fill power of 750. Kind of funny how a brand called Canada Goose uses duck down instead of goose down. On a scale of 1 to 5 in the thermal experience index, this jacket is a 2, which means it can handle temperatures as low as 0 Celsius to -15 Celsius. The Canada Goose weighs in at 646 grams. Now to talk about the features of this jacket, the shell is wind resistant and water repellent. You have a total of 5 pockets, 2 zip hand pockets up front, but these are not fleece lined. 1 vertical zip pocket in the chest. The ergonomic design of these pull tabs is much appreciated. 1 big mesh pocket inside for gloves, hats, or snacks, and another huge vertical zip pocket inside. Here's the cool part. Flip the pocket inside out and boom, the jacket stuffs into it. Turns into its own little carry pouch, which is perfect for travel. The Lodge uses a durable YKK Vis-on zipper. I even hit myself with the hose last winter to see if water would sneak through. Nothing got in. I stayed dry. This jacket even has 2-way zip. The extra long pull tab is much appreciated, so you can work it even with fat gloves on. And there's a storm flap underneath it for good measure. On the sleeves, you get that classic Canada Goose Expedition patch, and the cuffs are elastic to keep warmth in, but I wish they used rib knit cuffs like the Macmillan for even more comfort. Inside, you got draw cords to tie in the waist and hood, and that hood, classic Canada Goose. Huge, stuffed with down and an extended brim that blocks rain or snow like a champ. Canada Goose never disappoints in making a solid down jacket for everyday wear, and the Lodge is no exception. So for the functionality, I'll rate it a 9 out of 10. So how does the Canada Goose Lodge fit? Starting off with some measurements, shoulder to shoulder measures 19 inches, chest measures 21.5 inches, sleeve lengths are 28 inches, and the length is 28 inches. Here's how it looks on me. This is a size medium and it fits true to size. First impression, the jacket feels very comfortable. With this 19-inch shoulder width and 21.5-inch chest, it has a slightly broader profile that gives off a classic puffy down look. At 28 inches in length, it features a drop tail hem that provides full coverage, keeping your lower back and seat warm. The sleeves are also 28 inches, and while that sounds long, the elastic cuffs help them sit nicely at the wrist, which is perfect for locking in warmth. When zipped up all the way, the tall collar and extended hood brim gives you excellent protection from wind, snow, and rain. You get full coverage around your face and neck, which makes it great for cold weather wear. For the fit, I'll rate it an 8 out of 10. Now let's talk about the warmth of the Canada Goose Lodge. It's about 22 degrees and I'm just wearing a t-shirt underneath. This jacket is filled with 9% duck down and 10% feather, giving it a fill power of 750. Considering that this brand is called Canada Goose, but they use duck down instead of goose down makes no sense. Goose down is warmer, lighter, and higher quality than duck down. But nonetheless, the Lodge is definitely keeping me warm at this weather, which is impressive for a down jacket at this weight. It's rated to handle temperatures as low as 0 Celsius to -15 Celsius, and I think that rating is pretty accurate. This jacket is perfect for commuting, walking around the city, or waiting for the bus in cold weather. But it's not the jacket I'll take backpacking in the mountains because it's not built for extreme harsh winter conditions. I really like the long brim on the hood. It's a good balance and not over the top like the Macmillan snorkel hood. The elastic cuff does a great job at sealing out the wind. Overall, it's a great winter jacket, especially if you live in Canada or Northeast United States. For warmth, I rated a 9 out of 10. Now it's time about the value. Canada Goose is the only lightweight down jacket that offers you 2-way zip, a long brim, plus it has excellent material and quality. But there are some downsides. It uses duck down instead of goose down, which is a lot less expensive, and you're paying extra for that luxury brand Parka. It's an awesome jacket, no doubt, but for $875, it's hard to say is worth that price. So for the value, I rate it a 6 out of 10. That gives Canada Goose a total score of 32 out of 40. Next up is the North Face Aconcagua 3. Starting off with the material, the shell is made for 100% recycled nylon and the lining is made for 100% polyester. The body is filled with 35% recycled down, 15% waterfowl feathers, and 50% polyester. The hood, side panel, top panel, underarm, and drag flap is filled with 90% recycled polyester sheet insulation. The jacket has a fill power of 600. The jacket weighs in at 720 grams. Let's go over the features of the North Face Aconcagua 3. It comes with a deep diver coating, so light rain and snow will beat off, but it's not meant to be fully waterproof or windproof. You get 4 pockets in total, 2 zipper hand pockets on the front that are not fleece-lined, so don't expect much warmth, and 2 roomy pouches in the interior right and left side. The inside is lined with 100% polyester. One thing that stands out is that there is no draw cord at the waist. Most North Face jackets I own let you tighten the waist, but not this jacket, so expect this to fit looser around the hips. Hardware-wise, it uses reliable YKK Invisalign zippers. This jacket does not have two-way zip. There's a storm flap underneath the zipper, but nothing on the outside. At the sleeves, you got elastic bound cuffs, but no storm cuffs, so wind can easily sneak in. Moving up, there is a draft flap and chin guard for comfort, and the hood has a single draw cord at the back so you can tweak the fit. It's a standard size hood, but without the extra brim you get on some of their heavy duty jackets. Overall, the Aconcagua 3 is a solid winter jacket, but is missing some adjustability and weather protection that you see on other North Face jackets. For functionalities, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. How does the 3 fit? Starting off with some measurements, shoulder to shoulder measures to 18 inches, chest measures to 22 inches, sleeve blades are 26 inches, and the length is 28 inches. Here's how it looks on me. This is in a size medium and it fits large. If you're in between sizes, I recommend going down a size. First impression, the jacket looks baggy. It has a slightly broader profile with its 18-inch shoulders and 22-inch chest, giving it that classic puffy down appearance. But there's not much taper through the torso. The chest stays 22 inches all the way down to the waist, which makes the jacket look a bit boxy. This jacket badly needs some waist adjusters. The length is 28 inches, which covers most of my butt. The sleeves are 26 inches, but they fall past my wrist. Zip up all the way, the collar stops at the chin. The hood doesn't have a long brim and it feels flimsy. It doesn't offer much structure or protection against the wind and snow, but the trade-off is you keep both side visibility. Overall, I rate the fit a 6 out of 10. Now let's talk about the warmth of the North Face Aconcagua 3. It's about 22 degrees outside and I'm just wearing a t-shirt. This jacket is filled with 35% down, 50% recycled waterfowl feathers, and 50% polyester, giving it a fill power of 600. At 720 grams, this jacket feels heavy for the amount of warmth that it gives. Because half the insulation is made of polyester, so it doesn't feel warm or as light compared to jackets that's made with down. The hood has no down at all, just polyester, so it doesn't keep your head that warm. There's also no waist adjuster, so cold air can easily sneak up through your torso. Overall, the warmth is a bit disappointing, but that's a trade-off when you're only spending $220. You're getting a budget-friendly option with sacrifices in insulation and material. For the warmth, I'll rate it a 6 out of 10. At $220, the Aconcagua 3 is one of the most affordable down jackets in this lineup, but there are some trade-offs. It uses 50% polyester fill, and the hood has no down insulation. It's all polyester, so the weight to warmth ratio is not good. That being said, it's a solid everyday down jacket with all the basic functionalities that you need. So for the value, I'll rate it an 8 out of 10. That gives North Face a total score of 27 out of 40. Now the moment that you've all been waiting for, the winner of the North Face versus Canada Goose showdown is Canada Goose with the final score of 32 out of 40. The large is over 4 times more expensive than the Aconcagua 3, but it's warmer and has way better functionality, so you get what you paid for. It's obvious that there are a lot of features that are skimmed from the Aconcagua 3, like the 50% polyester fill, a hood without down insulation, missing storm cuffs, no waist adjustability, and no two-way zipper. $220 is not a lot compared to the Canada Goose jacket, but at that price point, there are better jackets in the market. Here's a side-by-side look of both jackets along with its final scores. Let me know in the comments, are you team Canada Goose or team North Face? If you're looking for more useful down jacket videos, click right here or here to see my entire playlist on down jackets, and I'll see you there.